UFC Fight Night Arnold Allen versus Max Holloway has now been made for the April 15th card. And this is a very, very important fight, a very, very big fight also, especially for Arnold Allen. For Max Holloway, he is rebounding off of a very tough loss from Alexander Volkanovski. So this is a pretty big matchup in the featherweight division. I'm super excited to break it down. I'm going to be doing an early prediction and breakdown for this matchup. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm basically going to break down how these guys physically match up against each other and how I think the fight will go. So without further ado, let's get right into this matchup. We have Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Max Holloway 23-7, Arnold Allen 19-1. Max Holloway will be 2 years older. Max Holloway will be 3 inches taller, and Arnold Allen will have a 1-inch reach advantage, with Max Holloway having a 3-inch leg reach advantage. For their previous matchups, Max Holloway is coming off a very brutal loss against Alexander Volkanovski, pretty much getting destroyed for all 5 rounds against a guy that people were arguing he beat 2-1. Some people were saying 2-1. I thought that was crazy. I thought the first matchup, clearly Alexander Volkanovski won. It was close, but I thought it was clearly him. The second one was extremely close, but I still gave it to Volkanovski. And the third one made it extremely clear for Volkanovski. So the match before that Volkanovski fight against Yair Rodriguez put up a really good performance. Was kind of a close fight against Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez did really well in that matchup, and so did Max Holloway. It was a very fun fight. Before that, Max Holloway put on a masterclass against Calvin Kattar. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that, especially if you don't really follow this too much or you're just Max Holloway fans. It's where all the memes came from for Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar. And he's the best boxer and everything like that. So for Arnold Allen, his last couple matchups against Calvin Kattar, that one ended in an injury for a headliner for the main event of that fight night. So we haven't really gotten to see Arnold Allen in 5 rounds, which I really wanted to see, but unfortunately Calvin Kattar got injured. He pretty much destroyed Dan Hooker immediately. Dan Hooker was cutting down from lightweight, so he didn't really belong there. I'm not sure why he cut down in the first place, but Arnold Allen completely destroyed him on the feet. And then he beat Sadiq Youssef by a unanimous decision. So for this matchup, it is a super fun matchup, and it is going to be very close. It is 5 rounds. I believe it is the main event. I heard it's supposed to be an Apex matchup. It really shouldn't. If it is in an Apex, I'm going to be angry. This should not be an Apex card. The card actually looks pretty solid, so hopefully it's in an arena. Should be a super fun matchup. For this one, I think I'm going to go with Max Holloway just because of the 5 rounds. I think for the biggest question I have for Arnold Allen is his cardio, and that question did not get answered in that last matchup against Calvin Kattar. He did look really good for what we did see against Calvin Kattar with Arnold Allen. He was super fast and super powerful. Like, we already knew he's a very explosive guy, which is why he kind of burns out a little bit. And it's 3-round fights. Imagine in 5 rounds, of course. But we already knew he was super explosive and fast. So it looked really good against a guy with really good stand-up like Calvin Kattar. So we know Arnold Allen has really good stand-up, very explosive against a guy like Calvin Kattar from what we saw in that first round. So I do think Arnold Allen will get a couple of the early rounds against Max Holloway. I can see him winning the first 2 and Max Holloway kind of using his cardio, enduring some of the bigger shots from Arnold Allen at the beginning of the round. Arnold Allen trying to go for takedowns later in the round. So I'm going to basically just go from each round here so it can be a little bit more organized, at least in my brain, because I'm kind of just spurting stuff out right now. So the first round, I think Arnold Allen kind of pushes a little bit forward. Max Holloway will use his range a little bit and use some pretty good boxing, but I think Arnold Allen's going to be super explosive and super fast, and he's going to win the round off Holloway. I think he's going to land some really good shots. In the second round, I think the same thing will happen, but I think in the third round, we'll start to see Arnold Allen slow down a little bit. I think that'll be the deal breaker in the rounds. Maybe we'll see Arnold Allen incorporate his wrestling a little bit more, but I am a little worried about his 5-round cardio, in all honesty. So that's why I'm going to go with Max Holloway. So in the third round, I can see Arnold Allen slowing down a little bit, him shooting for takedowns. Maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't, but that's going to be the most important round of this fight, in my opinion. My assumption is Max Holloway is not going to get knocked out. I mean, he did take a lot of damage, but he did, it's been 6 months, 7 months. By the time that fight happens, it'll probably be around 8 months. So we haven't, like, Max Holloway has been gone. It seems like a little bit longer, honestly. 7 months ago seems like a long time ago. I didn't even realize it, but he's been off for a while. He's going to have a lot of resting for the chin, so he's going to be recovered from his last fight against Alexander Volkanovski, where he took a beating. But he takes a lot of beatings in his fights. He takes a lot of damage. Even in that Kattar fight, I believe he absorbed a lot of shots also, and Kattar is no scrub on the feet too. So he's doing damage there also. Calvin Kattar was, but I don't see Max Holloway getting KO'd. Like, could Arnold Allen KO someone? Yes. Could it be Max Holloway? I have no idea. I think Max Holloway's shin is still there. You do start to question it at this point when you take so much damage, but I don't know. I don't think this is the time for Max Holloway chin to be going anytime soon. So I am going to say that I'm going to assume that Max Holloway is not going to get KO'd in the first 2 rounds, and that he's going to be able to survive Arnold Allen in explosiveness and his power and his speed. I think he's going to be able to survive that. I think he's not going to be too much of an issue on the ground for Max Holloway, Arnold Allen. I think he'll take him down, maybe just hold him against the fence, against the cage on the ground. But I don't think he's going to be able to move around too much, especially on Max Holloway, who's definitely developed his takedown defense and everything like that. And just defense and grappling scenarios also. So I can see Arnold Allen getting maybe a takedown in the 3rd round, but I can see Max Holloway doing more on the feet in that round, like slowing down a little bit. You'll see Arnold Allen kind of not like panic shoot, like he's not going to get hurt, but I can see him just going for a takedown because he's kind of tired. But I think as the fight goes on, we'll see a little bit more of those stuffed, and he's just going to end up just tiring himself out. And I can see Max Holloway taking the last 2 rounds of this matchup. So yes, I don't think I have anything else to say here, but Arnold Allen's going to look really good on the feet first couple rounds. Max Holloway is going to endure some of those shots and take him on the chin because he has an iron chin. And then 3rd round is going to be the key round in this matchup, and I think the last 2 rounds we'll see Max Holloway take. For Max Holloway, if he does win this, I don't know what they do with him in all honesty, because he's lost to the champ 3 times. Maybe he hopes that a Yair Rodriguez or a Josh Emmett wins the belt against Alexander Volkanovski, but he's pretty much he's the gateway for the championship at this point. Basically, you got to go through Max to get to Volk is how it's going to be. So Max has a very long way to get a title shot here, so you should hope that Volkanovski loses at some point. And then for Arnold Allen, if he does win, he's getting the championship. Maybe Max Holloway isn't necessarily the gatekeeper for the title shot, but if you have like a guy just coming into the top 5, they're going to put him against Max Holloway. But for an Arnold Allen, some people were saying he deserved a title shot. I think injuries in the main events and things like that, early injuries that are not necessarily caused by the person, should not warrant them a title shot, which is why I was not happy with Yair Rodriguez getting a title shot. But that doesn't matter. It's not about them. So that's what I have for this early prediction and breakdown. Pretty simple. I just said that Max Holloway will get the last couple rounds and Arnold Allen will get the first 2. I just think it will go down to that 3rd round. I think Max Holloway will be able to do enough on the feet in that 3rd round. But again, super close matchup, will be super fun also. These guys are super fun fighters in general. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm super excited for it. Let me know down below in the comments below who you think will win this matchup. If you want to join the Typology group, there's a link in the description to create an account, and you can make all your picks. It tracks it for however long you use the service for. And yeah, it's helpful for me at least. We have 8 people in there. When we get 10 people in there, I think I'll do a little bit more with the group. But the super fun matchup being made. Hopefully it's not in the Apex, and I think that's it. So I'll see you guys next time.